Let's see, y'all. Are we here? Are we here? Yay. Okay, we're here. I just got to, okay. Y'all don't know how much I've been studying to get this right, okay? Thank you, and welcome, y'all. I'm just gonna wait until we have our special guests. Okay. These are so exciting. Okay. First of all, I decided to wear my little antlers today. Oh, yeah, she's here. Okay. Can you hear me? Yay!
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. It took me like 2 seconds because for some reason when I joined, it wasn't, I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. So I'm glad I can hear you now. Can you hear me okay?
Oh. Okay, let's see. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yay. Okay, we're here. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. Trying to figure out this lighting situation. It's gonna do a little.
Honestly, I've been having technical difficulties myself, just trying to learn like how to do all this.
Exactly. It takes a minute.
It really does. I'm so glad you're here. You look beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying.
Messing with my lighting equipment. It's always different because the sun moves, so you kind of have to move with the sun.
Oh, definitely. I'm right in front of my window.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rainy.
I went and sat in front of my window as well, but it seems that it doesn't seem to be enough today. So we're going to try a few things and see if I can get this a little bit better. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Cool, great.
Yay! Okay, we're all set, y'all. Now I am waiting on questions to pop up in the live. So if I'm like looking over to the right, and that's why viewers will like pop in and like ask questions or just make comments.
So will I be able to see this on my end?
Yay! Okay, let's get started. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's like going in and out.
Oh.
I mean, I have this one on mute because I am watching the live just so that I can get the questions in real time. Okay, can you hear me?
Is that you? Can you hear me?
Okay, I think it's like muffled.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me mess with my speaker and see.
Okay.
Maybe if it's me. It was just on.
Okay. I
What
think, can
now?
you say something really quick?
How's the audio
Okay.
on now?
Okay.
Is that good?
Perfect.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
I'm so excited to have you on today. First of all, you look adorable as heck. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So first, do you mind telling us like just the backstory of your outfit today, if that's okay?
Yeah, hold on. What just happened?
Oh, okay.
I saw my microphone switched.
Oh, did it? I know I hear like a rumbling thing, and I'm actually waiting for my microphone in the mail because a lot of people were saying they could not hear me
Yeah.
on my videos. So it's
Yeah.
like
Okay, what
it's a
about
lot
now?
that goes into this. Yes.
Okay, so I'll leave that light off. Every time I plug the light in, it disconnects the microphone, which is completely separate. No idea what's happening. But anyways, you asked
I
about
know.
the inspiration behind my outfit. Was that the question?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So this outfit, I'll just stand up a little bit.
Oh my
It's this little
gosh.
hat, and then I have my wings.
Oh.
I made my wings. This top is actually I got it from Ross, this little crop top that I'm wearing underneath. The bottom piece is actually just a little slip. It's like a velvet little slip that I have on underneath. And this corset was actually gifted to me from one of the members of my TikTok community. Her handle is Brie Guinevere, and they are absolutely amazing. So she gifted me this corset, which is really kind. So I wanted to wear it because she took the time to purchase it off of my my wish list. So that was really sweet. My earrings are actually from my shop. I call them don't drops because you shouldn't drop them, but they have like a little dewdrop. Let me see if I can get a little.
Oh my God.
There we go.
So
So they have like a little.
love the colors.
Yeah, and I have a few other ones as well. This is the inside. They have like the little flower petal, and my hat is actually really funny because I actually made it for a Renaissance fair. And I had another outfit and I just wanted like a touch. So I just whipped this together. And it's so funny because it was everyone's favorite piece. I got so many compliments on it and people asking if I sell them. I was like, no, I just like slapped it together so I could go. So I'm currently in the process of making another one because this one is literally perched on my head. There's no fastening in it whatsoever. So when I went to the fair, I actually had a little Bo Peep tied around my chin because I had it pinned underneath. It just wasn't enough. So I'm actually, my construction table over there is all prototypes and painting for the hat because I'm working on a like ombre painting technique for the petals. And then a new stiffening technique because these ones are bendable. So you can adjust them. So you can make it like more into your head or a little bit wider. But I wanted to make it a little bit more streamlined and just have a more uniform shape with these new ones. So I'm working on that and they'll be in the shop soon. And then lastly, this little guy, there's a small little dragonfly who hangs out too.
So cute.
You can see him, but he likes to hang out as well. And he is a jeweled, bedazzled vintage brooch that has like a little swingy tail. So he's really sweet.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, the whole thing is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Like goodness gracious. Your creativity is amazing, first and foremost. That's like one of the first things I noticed about you. You are extremely creative. Now we do have Mika the elf. Oh my gosh. Hi, Mika. Now,
Hi.
Mika says she follows you on TikTok just recently.
Oh, good.
And she says, I love that flower hat. It's adorable. And hi from Sprout Faye of Seeds.
Oh, hi, cute. Thank you so much for following me.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to give you a heart. Thank you so much for commenting.
Yeah.
Oh, does she have a shop link yet? I'm
Yes.
about to sell flower hats in my shop as well. So her shop, I did put in the description box of this. Let me double check. If you want to support her shop, you just go to the description down below, but I can post it if you don't see it again, because I have all of her information. Let's see. Yeah, it's down in the description. I did post it there, but do you see it, Mika? Mika the elf. That's so cute. Yeah, she has a shop. Is it Linktree or not Linktree, but it is like Linktree.
Yeah, so I have all of my links are in like one bio. So if you go to thefairytalelifestyle.com, it will give you all of my links. So that will have Fairywear Finds, which is my Etsy shop, and you can also look that up on Etsy. But it's easiest if you have the if you just go from the link, because then you just click into it and it's a bit more simple. And you can also go to fairywearfinds.com as well. Either way, you'll wind up in the right place.
Okay, my description's not popping up. Uh-oh. Let me double check on that because I was 100% sure that I put that in there. Let's try this. Because I want to make sure everyone gets to support you and go on your social medias.
Yeah, because I don't have the live up because I'm not sure if I would get feedback from having two sets of audio. I guess I could just mute it. Let me see.
Okay, here we go. I'll pin my comment to the top and then you can see all of her information.
Yeah, okay. I don't see the I don't see anything in the description box either.
That's weird. Y'all, I'm trying so hard to figure out live. Okay, what about now? I can pin that one, but I was for sure I pinned the tea, like the information for your tea and for your social in the description. That's weird. I'm not sure why that's doing that, but so hopefully you can find it now. I did pin it to the top.
Yeah, I can see donations, all social media, the fairytalelifestyle.com. And then there's fairytale at the end, but it's just fairytalelifestyle.com.
Oh, why is it like that? Okay, I can type it over because I don't want to give everyone like the wrong link.
I don't know why it's coming through like that though. That's really odd.
The fairytalelifestyle.com. Okay, there we go.
I'm currently following Sprout Faye of Seeds. I may already be following you. Oh my goodness, your account is so cute. I just pulled it up just now.
Yay, I know her makeup, everything.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. I feel like we're going to have to do a duet at some point because this is so cool.
Now, I'm not really familiar with TikTok. I mean, I'm on it, but I'm still I'm a little older, so
oh no,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
It is a
so true. Okay, now that we got everything figured out, let's go ahead into our brief interview. Because there's a lot of things that you have going on that we would love to know about. So, my first question to you is what inspired you to like get into this, to do what you're doing now?
So into like fairy tale stuff or my shop specifically, TikTok, or kind of all of it?
So, I would say you could pick whichever topic you really wanted to discuss, or if you wanted to touch on like any, like all topics, I'm down with hearing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so generally, I grew up homeschooled. So my mom home educated my sisters and I. And when we were learning like the alphabet, we were told a fairy tale. So for example, um, when we were learning about the plus and minus and division, like the basic math, there was a division fairy, and she always really liked to share her gems. So she was always sharing with her friends. The minus fairy had a hole in her bag, so she was always losing her gems. And the plus fairy was really greedy, so she was always keeping them for herself. So from a very early age, everything I was doing was very magical, very whimsical, very holistic. And even when we were out in nature, we would make like little fairy gardens. It was just always a huge part of my life. And then as I grew up, was an adult, went to college, I kind of moved away from it. I still loved fantasy and costume design, which is why I went on to study. But I wasn't as involved as I used to be as a child, obviously. Excuse me. And then the pandemic happened. The job I had lined up with Disney for costume design fell through. And I was just going through everything, like every different type of job, bouncing around jobs. Everything I had worked for was completely gone. And I was just so burnt out and exhausted. And I really felt like my light was gone. So I was like, I really need to get this back. What does my inner child want? What am I neglecting from myself? And I started spending a lot of time with plants. I've always loved plants, in case that isn't obvious. And I started making sure I got myself flowers regularly. And with those flowers, I never wanted them to die. So I started looking into ways to preserve those flowers. And as I was preserving them, I wound up crafting with them. So my shop, Fairyware Finds, was a way for me to make some money in the pandemic. And B, it was me working and preserving all of these crafts. And hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
I can grab something to show you. So let's see how well this is going to show up. So this is actually preserved roses, and they're cast in a resin. And you can see a little fairy. Her name is Lavender, and she is hand sculpted. There's a little butterfly in there as well. And this is actually a jewelry box. This is available in my shop. So you can open it up, and then you can put whatever you want inside, your jewelry, your necklaces. And this was one of my first pieces I was prototyping for my shop. So I was working on preserving roses mostly, but other flowers I would find if I was out foraging on my nature walks. And I wound up making these don't drops as well, just because real flowers don't make good jewelry. But these ones over here, these are actually real flowers preserved in the jars. They're a pair of earrings. You can see my logo up there, and there are jade beads inside. So I was really
So pretty.
Thank you. My way to heal myself wound up being like, well, I need to make some money, so I need a job, and I have all these college loans. It really wound up feeding that passion that I had as a child and had always been a part of me, but just got pushed down because I was working on being an adult. So I realized a lot of us were struggling with this during the pandemic. So showing up on social media, being that face almost, and I found I needed words of inspiration. So my TikTok, funnily enough, is very much so based on magical positivity, whimsical positivity, just little pick-me-ups throughout the day. And before that, when I was on my TikTok, I was just posting whatever made me happy. But once I started giving those messages, which were mostly affirmations to myself, my TikTok blew up. It was crazy. So there were really people who needed those words, needed that friend, needed that little bit of magic. And it was just a couple of seconds of a video. Like, it wasn't a huge motivational speech, nothing crazy. And since then, after my TikTok blew up, I was like, oh, there's a lot of people here. I need to do something to make a space for those people. So then I started the inaugural Tea Party, which is what we had last month, where I brought together all of my community. I call the magical beings in my community sunbeams. So brought everyone together, all of our sunbeams. And I think that, I don't remember how many people were there. I know I had about 70 people sign up, and I think like 50-ish showed up, I think. I don't remember. I have to double check. But it was absolutely lovely. Like, everyone dressed up and had their tea, had amazing stories. And it was just nice because when a lot of us can't go to conventions or fairs because of the pandemic or not feeling comfortable, it was nice to have that virtual gathering where we could connect. And then later I made the Discord group, which is called the Fairytale Lifestyle, which is my general brand. And then we all just keep in touch and chat and share magical fashion, magical recipes, general chats. There are some study groups that happen through there. So it's just like a nice way to mix with like-minded magical beings. So I fell into this from trying to heal myself, which is pretty funny.
That is freaking awesome. Okay. First and foremost, it's really inspirational. Just like listening to you now, you are inspiring me in so many ways. So I can only imagine the groups of people who partake in your TikTok. And I wasn't following your TikTok, but I am now. So I can't wait to like dig into TikTok and kind of like figure out, the ins and outs of TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have such a following.
Oh, I was telling one of my friends, because like I said before, I was just posting whatever on TikTok. Like, I was still posting magical content, but like there wasn't a real aim to it. It was just kind of existing in space. And I was so overcome. I honestly think I have one of the best communities I've seen, because I was so afraid, thinking that all of these trolls, you have so many horror stories, especially people of color in the fantasy space. I only ever got my first non-positive comment, I think yesterday, after like a month of my TikTok blowing up. And it was a really strange comment. It was this one guy, and he's like, oh, this is too antebellum for me. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I'm very confused. But like, as far as negative comments go, in the time I've been on TikTok, I think I went from 85 to, I think I'm at like 6,000 something now, within about maybe a month and a half now. So like, it was a huge blow up, but everyone who comes through are so kind and light and supportive, and I am so grateful. Hence why I started the Tea Party, purely for them, because I wouldn't be anybody without the people who truly enjoy and support my content. So it's flooring to think that people care so much, and have been so kind, truly.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. I think people are really like radiating that light that you radiate at them. And that's why you have that kind of following. Because people, like good people, recognize each other. Yeah. I mean, I know we're online, but even in my experience, I've been able to inspire people. They inspire me, obviously. So I think it's just like a two-way street on that. Which is awesome. Oh my gosh. Now, I do want to know how does it feel to be a mermaid and a fairy at the same time?
It's amazing. It's so nice. So I recently moved from Florida up to the mountains in Colorado. So I only spend a small amount of time with my tail. I haven't spent as much time with my tail as I have with my wings. But I do think that they give you two different forms of freedom, which is amazing. And it's so funny because I'm not really a water person. But when I have my tail on, it's so freeing, and you feel, I think as we have 4 limbs, we feel like we have, so you can be all over the place. But when I have my tail, I am so streamlined and peaceful. And I think it's just because my torso and my legs, everything has to move as one. So I find it very centering and meditative, if that makes any sense. And then when it comes to being a fairy, it's almost the opposite. I feel like a ball of energy that can combust and go anywhere and be anything at any one time. So it's very interesting because you do have those two elements, right? You have the air and you have water. Air is very expansive, water is very fluid. And that's how I feel in both of those elements respectively. I do think I tend to lean more towards the fairy side. Simply, I think that's just because of my geography at the moment. But mermaids definitely do have that very tranquil, peacefulness that I do like to come back to, especially in the mornings. I think these characters and these personifications aren't necessarily about physically becoming, but mentally. So in the morning, I try and be slower to combat my all over the place sporadic energy throughout the day.
Wow, that's really interesting. I never really thought about it that way. Especially when you're saying about the air and the water, like that makes perfectly good sense. Oh my gosh. Now, Mika the elf says there are so many trolls on TikTok, but the fantasy, I know that's what I was afraid of the first time that I made it. But she says, but the fantasy and D&D niche seems so nice. I think the only negative comments I ever get are from people outside of the niche. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree because they don't understand. And it wasn't made for them. It wasn't made.
Very true.
That's the point.
Now, one thing that I do like to say to people who don't understand is if you like playing video games, you like watching fantasy movies and Avatar, and you like to watch movies with horror, that special effects makeup, those people that you're picking on in real life would be the ones that would be entertaining you on the big screen. So kind of watch out what you're saying here.
And I think it's so interesting because a lot of people, if you say, oh, I'm going to be an actor, I want to be a costume, blah, 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 whatever it is. And they say, oh, that's not a real job. What do you do when you go home? Do you go and read the dictionary? Do you watch a movie? Do you play a game? Because I am pretty sure you do not go home and read the dictionary. You look for forms of entertainment, and that comes from artists and the nerds or the weebs, whatever you will call it at the time. So it's so interesting, especially in the time of the pandemic. I think it brought so much attention to who makes the world go round. Artists.
Right. Oh my
It's so funny.
Even with music, for example.
Yeah, same thing.
That's art. I mean, people have to really think about certain things before they start to scrutinize, especially someone's art, their hobby, just who they are, their lifestyle. So I think that's important to always think about. But I do want to know, who is your biggest inspiration? You could also say what, if it's a concept, but who or what is your biggest inspiration?
Yeah, so I have a who and a what. So the who is definitely my mother. She is the strongest, most magical fortitude of nature. Like my goal in life is to be like maybe an eighth on her level. Like I feel like that's the most I could ever manage. But she is so strong, so resilient, so ethereal and whimsical, very in touch with the beings and the environment. And just overall an amazing mother, friend, person. So I would definitely say, like I said, she homeschooled me. Like the reason I am the way I am today is because of her education method. So she is a brilliant educator, and she's actually working on building her own education business now that she's put my sisters and I, our last one, or her last daughter, my last sister, is about to graduate. So that's exciting. And then as far as a what, definitely nature. Like I was telling you this morning, I woke up, I've had a terrible headache, a migraine this whole week, but I still went out and we went on a little hike this morning. And that's our little weekly tradition. And just taking that time to step away from electronics, step away from people mostly, and just be, be in the natural, especially the mountains here. So we are so fortunate. The house that we got, there is almost essentially a state park right behind the house. So every Sunday we go
Wow.
on a gorgeous hike, and the mountains just, they make me feel tiny, but in the best way, you know, that you are so much, there's so much more than the thing that's stressing you at work, or that one annoying person, or the driver on the road who can't use his turn signal. Like those little
I
things we
know.
get so caught up in our daily life, that when you go into that huge expanse, you're like, oh, there's so much more than like the little narrow-minded tunnel vision we have every single day. So it's an amazing reset. So nature by far is definitely the what. And obviously all of my products are, as you can see, floral based. So not shocking there.
Okay, that's awesome. The mountains are great. I've been to the mountains once, and it does make you feel small, but like you said, in the most, just in the best way possible, being surrounded by nature. I mean, that's why I call myself wood dweller, because nature is everything to me.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can get to that point where I have land that the girls and I can live on, and we can just grow things and take care of animals and things like that. So that's an awesome experience. Just hearing you radiate in that energy is like, it's giving me the energy that I need, that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah, if you ever visit
awesome.
Colorado, please come and visit us. We would love to. I don't know if we could host you. The house isn't that big, but we will make it work. But there are beautiful trails here. There's a lovely historical castle, and I shot so much content there that I've yet to post. I'm really bad at sitting on content. It's bad. But it's beautiful. There's so much around. So if you are ever in the Colorado area or planning to be, do definitely let us know. We will happily host.
Of course, I will. Oh my gosh. So I was thinking about Colorado. It's like a lot of people that I know are moving from North Carolina, where I am, to Colorado.
Okay.
So that,
Interesting.
so I guess y'all really are like awesome over there. I mean, North Carolina is okay, but I would like to branch out, and visit more.
We were in North Carolina for a while too. We were in Charlotte.
Oh, that's where I am.
Oh, that's so
cool.
funny. Have you taken the girls to Imaginon? It's like a big museum. Is it still there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where like we lived. Like we basically lived there, and that's why we started taking theater classes as well. Like Imaginon was our happy place. That's amazing.
Yep. So my oldest daughter, when I think she was about 5, I put her in acting adventures because I'm an ex-theater kid.
Yeah.
And the first thing I wanted my kids to do was like immerse in the art category of life. So I did just buy her a sewing machine, and we're waiting for it to come in the mail because she's making doll clothes. At first she was doing it out of like tissue and paper towel, but it looked good. And I was just like, okay, well, let's take this to the next level. So we're definitely going to be watching you and being inspired by what you do as well.
That's wonderful. That's how I started too, making like fairy clothes for dolls. I think the first thing I made was a pair of heels out of egg cartons and construction paper. How I managed to do that, I don't know, but it supported my 8-year-old self. So yeah, that's always how it starts. I love that we have a young designer. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's definitely interested. I wanted to know, like, this is kind of getting in deeper into like the not so good side, but I'm not going to say not so good, but like the human side, because obviously we're in the realm of the fae, but being a human is still
Necessary.
it's inevitable. But whenever like there are times that you like, let's say, get stuck in a rut with your passion, like how do you overcome that? What does that look like?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, especially because I am working on making my creativeness my source of income. Because anytime you do that, you're going to run into burnout. You're going to run into unmotivation. Is that a word? I don't think that's a word, but you know what I mean.
Yes, exactly.
You'll get unmotivated.
Yes.
Simply because what you're doing is your livelihood and it becomes important. And I realized over the years, my hobbies have become my income. And when that happens, they can feel less fun. So it's very important for me. What I've realized is I have to have things which are strictly hobbies that I am not allowed to monetize. So for me right now, that's actually learning to figure skate and playing the harp. Two things that have like nothing to do with, I do have an ice skating progress page, but that's different. I have nothing to do with my content creation career, have nothing to do with my small shop, have nothing to do with money or existing. It's simply because it's fun. And I was really hitting a wall, maybe I think November, December. So since the pandemic, I still haven't recovered from, because I graduated into a pandemic, I still haven't been solid job wise. So I was leaving my full time, which was killing me. I wasn't able to work in my shop. I wasn't making content. I was miserable. And I had to just leave that. And that meant taking a part time job, which was a lot more variable. I don't have as much financial security. But what I do have is what I need. And that is the ability to just scrape by and pay my bills and the time to allow myself to breathe, be creative, and learn to figure skate. Those are the things that I'm doing and having that space. Like I don't have a lot right now. It's always a mystery of how the next month is going to work out. But in December, like November, December, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm losing myself. I am completely losing that spark. And sometimes you have to look at your life objectively. And I think as so many of us growing into adults or having our adult life change during the pandemic, we've had to reevaluate. And you have to look at, what do you actually need to survive? And what are you holding on to because you're afraid and you think you need it to survive? So for me, when I am running into burnout or those hard times or unmotivation, it's usually because whatever I'm working on is not currently aligned with my spirit. And that forces me to check in. So even if it is for my creative business, am I feeling burnt out and exhausted because I'm working really hard and it's work? Or am I feeling burnt out and exhausted because I'm doing something because I think I should be doing it, not because it's actually in alignment with who I am? And that's a lot of what my page talks about too, is about seeking alignment with yourself. And you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to renovate a school bus and be a nomad. You don't have to do anything that crazy. But even if it's just making a simple switch, choosing a different job, or setting boundaries at work, or making sure you take 30 minutes before bed to be off of your phone, just simply small things to realign yourself. That's really what is important to me. And also reminding myself why I'm doing this. I will be 100% honest. I woke up today, I told you I had a migraine. And I was like, I have this live and I'm really excited. And then I have the tea party, and then I have to go and send out the emails to make sure everyone has the registration. And I was feeling really tired. and not necessarily unmotivated, but I was feeling depleted. And that was because I was trying to give from an empty cup. So getting out into nature today and just recharging, pushing everything away for just an hour, and then coming back to it, I feel so much better. So I think just really understanding, why are you feeling drained and depleted? What can you do to change it, as small as it is, and then just come back to yourself.
So first of all, I just want to say you are extremely grounded. That is amazing. That's something that, as someone with an air sign, I wish.
I'm an earth sign, so that's why.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's adorable. And second, just the bit on your mom, I got like a little overwhelmed, and I tried not to tear up because I'm a baby. Like, I'm 30, I'm a mom, but I'm still a baby. Like,
Yeah.
I will cry at the drop of a dime. That was like so beautiful and inspirational to hear you describe your mom in such a way that I hope that my children see me in that light. I hope that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing for their lives, like, and their future. That was like, oh my gosh, I meant to say that, but that was freaking gorgeous. Like, to have that relationship like that, and then to hear you like talk about her that way.
Mhm.
That's a passion there. That's a true love there.
Yeah, I was just telling my partner, we were just walking through the forest, and I was saying that when we were learning, we would learn about the tree bark, and we would take tree bark rubbings and then take the leaves and press them. So you would learn how to identify the trees, or you would see the birds and then go back home and look up what they were. But I was just saying to him, like, I really hope if I do wind up having children, I can give them that same experience of a really holistic education. It's not just about the scores and the tests and the exams, but understanding your world. So yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you are, because I always, when I first found your content and I saw that you had little ones and you were all dressed up, and especially your Black Faye Day looks too, I was like, that is amazing. Like, how many tiny little brown girls who are in the fantasy space now wish that their families were as supportive and as active? Because mine was supportive. She wasn't gonna dress up like a fairy with me, because she's just so much more, she's very reserved. But it's nice that they have that parent who's like right there with them, right there in the thick of it. And I cannot imagine the memories that they are already forming and are going to look back on.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but you're so right. I guess sometimes, like, as a mom, I'm hard on myself, but you're absolutely right. Like, just the way that they stare at me when I'm doing my makeup is the same way that that I used to stare at my mom when she did her makeup, because she was into fashion and designing and interior decorating. So it's like, honestly, just a timeline right now.
That's beautiful. I
Oh
love
my gosh. So we have some comments. Very well said on your part. And I feel the same way. I hope my child looks up to me. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. You are a mom. I'm very anxious about that because my mom was horrible to me.
Oh
Okay,
no.
that's so sad. I'm sorry, Mika, but mine wasn't horrible, but it could have been fixed in certain ways. But I know for a fact you are doing awesome. I see your videos and then your pictures. Oh my gosh, your YouTube is awesome, by the way. I know it's like we're hard on ourselves, but
Yeah.
I mean, humans, I don't know why we've, I guess, grabbed onto that concept of being hard on ourselves, but I think everyone just needs to, like you said, breathe, ground yourself, come back to who you are, instead of like letting so much kind of affect you outside. So little therapy session there. I don't mind it at all.
Oh yeah, and I definitely think in terms of why are humans hard on ourselves, if you look at the world we're living in,
Oh
it is
gosh.
built. We just had, my partner and I, we just had this conversation. But it is built from a very young age, children are asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Where are you going to college? Have you gotten a job? When are you going to get pregnant? Are you going to get married? But like it's always something. It's always a comparison. Oh, Susie down the street is going to Yale. Blah 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 blah. So and so is doing. It's always a comparison game from very very young. We were just talking about this last night. So as adults, it's even worse because then you have to deal with bills on top of everything. So you're trying to like not hate your life and also survive and be a whole, possibly take care of other whole humans too. So it's the world is structured right now, sadly, at least in America, that I can freely speak to be hard on yourself and to overperform and to overachieve and to present and be performative. It's extremely toxic. And I think it's something that has come to light with the pandemic a lot. And there are more discussions about it, but there's always so much more work to do.
I completely agree with everything you literally just said. It's sad. It's good to sort of disassociate from those voices and just that culture. It's weird. It's so weird. But I mean, online, I mean, we're online. We can, I'm reaching you from North Carolina, like good things can happen out of it, but also, like you said, center ground. Remember why you're doing this. That's literally the whole reason I created my YouTube channel. Literally. So it's definitely, it's something that I think we as humans, also Fae folk, can kind of remember. It's like a thing to keep in the back of your head that you always know you need, but at the times you need it to kind of pull it back out. So now I do know that you are going to be hosting your tea. And that information, again, I thought I put it in the description box, but I guess it knocked it out. I have no clue. I've been trying to prepare for everything, but I do have the details if you want to like go ahead and let everybody know who's watching.
Absolutely. So I mentioned this a little bit ago when I started my TikTok, and it grew to 1,000 followers in like 2 weeks. I wanted to celebrate with doing something for my sunbeams, for the community. And by the time I organized the event, I was already at 3,000 followers a week later.
Cool.
So that was kind of crazy. But the whole point of having this virtual tea party was for me to connect with these people who have been so kind and offered their support and their patronage. So that started last month. We had our first one. Our second one will be today within just under 20 minutes. And I believe you're going to drop that information in the chat. But if you can't find it there, it's also on my in my TikTok and my Instagram, in the link in my bio. All of the Zoom join details are there as well. But I feel like you should be able to get in the chat. But you are more than welcome. Invite your friends, come by, grab some tea, grab some boba, brew some coffee, whatever it is that makes you happy. And please come by and definitely check it out. It'll be fun. I have no idea who's gonna show up today, so it's a mystery. But it's always nice. It's nice.
Now I am putting the information down below. I did want to know, because I'm going to let you go since you are organizing your tea. But I wanted to know, and everyone probably wants to know, if we wanted to send you financial support for what you do, because you're doing amazing things. And in regards to you, like doing the whole Disney thing, first of all, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Something like that happened to me as well, but the pandemic shut me off like right then and there.
Yep. It did that.
I'm so sorry. Like, who is that? I think we have a spam commenter in here speaking inappropriately. I have no clue how to get them out of there. This is not that kind of thing here.
Yeah, I don't see anything. So it hasn't shown up on my end. Oh goodness, never mind.
It's like, why are they doing that?
I mean, I can report it.
I think I just did, but the more the merrier. I mean, I'm not even sure why they are doing this.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure
Huh. Okay, that's weird.
that we have, okay. Yeah, reported. But okay, great. They deleted it. So about the, I know, right? I was just like, what is going on over there? Let me make sure I'm posting your information though about the tea, because we do have viewers and that would be so awesome.
Yes, I would
Y'all
love
join
to
in.
actually like see everyone face to face, because it's nice to see people on TikTok. But I have so many long-term friends who I have connected with on TikTok and came to the tea party, and it's just nice to just chat and support each other, especially as content creators. That's a whole other thing. So it's just nice to have other friends you can turn to.
Exactly. And I was just told that it is a bot that comes in people's lives, which is weird, but
Interesting.
I did post that live, by the way. I mean, your tea party at the bottom. And so the link is there if anybody wants to join. So I will let you go, but first, I would love to know where I could send my financial donation to you.
Yes. So if you go to thefairytalelifestyle.com, under there, that's just my huge, it's kind of like Linktree, but I like it because it's more organized.
Yes.
You can see my small shop where you can buy any of the things I showed you today. And there's also my donation site, and I use Buy Me a Coffee. And essentially, you can buy me a coffee, and I think it's like $2. You can buy me as many coffees as you want, as few coffees as you want. And then that goes directly to me. It supports the time I take out of my week to film hours of motivational, whimsical content, to continue to build products for my shop, because prototyping costs money. So before I can even offer it as a service, prototyping still costs money. So with me taking the time to go part-time so I can really focus on delivering this content, it means I don't have much expendable income. So every single penny really allows me to continue to create, to continue to give, so I can afford to do that. So there's Buy Me a Coffee, and then I also have an Amazon wish list. So like I said, this corset that I'm wearing is from one of my lovely community members. I also recently received a gorgeous tiara, and like a nice little pair of flats. So that just allows me to not wear the same outfits all over the time, because it gets boring. So just so I can make engaging, fun content that looks different. But honestly, Buy Me a Coffee is amazing because it gives me so much flexibility. So all donations, any shop support, even if you're just sharing my shop to another friend who would like it, sharing my account, there are so many non-financial ways that you can support me as well. And I appreciate all of it because it makes it all worth it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to definitely find your Buy Me a Coffee, because I have one of those as well. So it won't be hard looking you up. And so it is almost time for your tea. I did have a few more questions, but that gives us time to meet again and do this again if you would love to.
Yes, I would. I honestly, I don't speak to many people because I work remotely. So like I'll talk to people when I'm at like my figure skating, but for the most part, I don't really talk to people, other than like my poor partner who probably gets fed up with me. But yeah, I'm happy to chat and connect and just discuss this crazy thing called life in the intersection of humaning and being a magical being. So yeah, this was so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you could be here. I'm going to let you go kind of early because obviously you have to organize and host, but I'll see you in a few because I'm going to go make myself some coffee or some tea and I'm going to come on in.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Thank you everyone else for tuning in. I hope I'll see you in like 5 minutes.
Yes. All righty, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank